Hey guys, it's Phil, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder a little more than a year ago. So I've been away for a while because I actually made several major life changes since the last video. One being I moved states back to my original state, New York. I also started attending a school while I was in New York to learn how to be a software engineer, and now I'm a software engineer / web developer. But I always heard that you're not supposed to make like too many major life changes all at once because it really triggers the symptoms of bipolar major life changes, like going through a breakup, moving, loss of job, changing jobs, and just major changes in your life circumstances. So I figured I should just kind of cool it on the videos for a while, just to kind of focus on school, focus on bringing myself down from a mania state that I was in while I was in school. More hypomanic, not really manic, but yeah, the hypomanic condition that I was in while I was in school. Partly because I was doing so well and I got really, really excited. I did come out at the top of my class though. And so I didn't make a video for a while. I know a lot of you have been asking when I'm gonna make another video. So I think I'm going to start making videos again on a regular basis. Now that school is over, I'm kind of more in a stable situation. And so the topic of today's video is more of just an update. I did want to talk about several things, like my time in the mental institute. I wanted to talk about the drugs I'm on right now. If you guys are regular viewers of my channel, you guys know that I was trying to decide between Abilify, Seroquel, and Zyprexa. Now, the doctor I had before in Virginia, he was a huge fan of Zyprexa. He prescribes it to all of his patients and he loves it. But now this new psychiatrist in New York that I'm with, she's a huge fan of Seroquel. So what ended up happening with my medication schedule, and I'm gonna admit this, but I did stop taking my meds for quite some time, and that was the Risperidone. I absolutely hated Risperidone. It gave me the worst constipation. It dropped my libido to 0, and it gave me anxiety attacks every now and then. So that was absolutely terrible. I never want to touch Risperidone ever again. And then another thing was that it gave me erectile dysfunction. There was no response. And when I can't respond to my partner, it makes me feel like less of a man. So the ED was a huge no-no. And in the future, that's a hard line that I'm drawing with my doctor. If it causes ED and I get ED, we're off it immediately. So what ended up happening was I moved to New York, I stopped taking the Risperidone, I met up with a new doctor, and I was off of any antipsychotics and mood stabilizers for almost a month. And actually it wasn't all that bad, but I do know I was playing with fire. I could have gotten burned. But in my mind, that risk was justified given how absolutely terrible Risperidone was for me. And then I met up with a new doctor. She started me on Seroquel, and actually I was a lot more afraid of Seroquel than what ended up happening. In the past, it was always my understanding that if you're going to start Seroquel at a bipolar dosage, which is much higher than a schizophrenia dosage, you need to reserve a whole 2 weeks aside because you may not be able to function because it's going to make you so sleepy. That didn't happen to me. It made it impossible to wake up in the morning. I just could not get up. Like as soon as I started Seroquel, my classmates will tell you, like the first half of school, I was always there early. Ever since I started Seroquel, I was always late because I just could not get myself up and moving. It was very, very difficult on the Seroquel. She gave me the extended release. At first she gave me the regular one, and that seemed okay. And then she switched me to the extended release so that she can up my dosage and I can still function. You know, we started off at, I think 400, and then went up to 600. And last night was my first night of 800 milligrams of Seroquel extended release. I'll go into Seroquel a lot more in detail in a later video, since this is just an update video. Again, I had this super hard waking up. I got used to 600, but now the 800, I need to get used to it again. It's super hard to wake up. Yeah, and you know, that's kind of it for now. I'll start making more videos, probably very, very frequently, and they're probably going to be in a lower resolution format like this until I find a good spot to film, so I can bring my big camera and deliver some really quality images. So that's that. Another thing that I found was that New York doesn't really have a lot in terms of bipolar support that I know of anyway. So if any of you live in New York, let's be friends. Let me know. Let's go get a drink or something, or not a drink, or, you know. Anyway, bye guys.